Plot holes. They exist in the best of films. Yes, that's right, even The Princess Diaries has some plot holes, in that Julie Andrews is actually a lizard in a few scenes. Yet, while the vast majority of movie plots could usually be solved by people just talking to each other for once, there's a ton of films in the science fiction genre which unfortunately back themselves into a corner. Basically, as soon as you make a film about science or about an asteroid being blown up by a group of oil miners, I'll get to you Armageddon in a minute, then you better make damn sure that your science is on point. Because if it's not, there's some little nerd like me that'll come along and snark loudly and point my warped, bony finger at you in jest. Terrifying, right? With this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and here are 5 movie plot holes that science could have solved in minutes. Number 5. Check the blood. Contagion. The plot of Contagion, however unlikely it is that 2 viruses like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West combine to create something very nasty indeed and decimate the human race. However, the scientists in Contagion appear to overlook the one crucial lead that could result in a cure for one of the deadliest epidemics in human history. Matt Damon is immune to the disease. Matt Damon is immune to the disease. Did nobody think of getting the apparently immune husband of patient zero into the lab for at least a once-over? If he was producing antibodies to fight off the contagion, this could have helped with the swift production of a vaccine. If he was somehow genetically immune to the disease, perhaps in a similar way to those with genes for sickle cell anemia or resistant to malaria, then even that would give them a much better understanding of exactly how the disease infects its host. Maybe it would have turned out to be a false lead, who knows, but it would be probably worth just taking one quick look, just in case it saves millions of lives. Number 4. Don't build killer robots. iRobot. In this classically dystopian future, humanoid robots serve the human race's every single need. That is until they rise up and attempt to destroy their masters on the orders of renegade headcube AI, Vicky. Right, okay, a couple of things. Firstly, the humans lose some significant ground as they faff around quoting the 3 laws, despite the fact that Isaac Asimov spent most of his creative energy demonstrating how flawed they really are. Secondly, and more pertinently, why exactly did these household robots need to be equipped with the ability to run 100 miles an hour, leap 50 feet in the air, and slam their fists through goddamn tables? A super intelligent AI built on saving humanity from itself is all very well and good, but if it only has a bunch of weakling butler bots at its disposal, then it won't get very far. So that means that avoiding this robot uprising could have been as simple as ensuring that your robots are just capable of, folding the washing, but not ripping a man's ribcage open with their bare hands. Maybe something to bear in mind for the future. Number 3. Deflect, not destroy. Armageddon. So, an asteroid the size of Texas unexpectedly pokes its head out from behind the moon or whatever, and we're just supposed to believe that in humanity's entire history of looking up, we completely missed something that big and that close. The thing is the size of Texas. Do you know what else is the size of Texas? Ceres. And we've known about that one since the year 1801. So the excuse that the current budget only allows us to track 3% of the sky is frankly piss weak. While we're on the subject, although NASA might only be able to drum up enough cash to peer at a tiny patch of sky, there are thousands of amateur astronomers, not to mention other official asteroid survey projects out there. They say in the movie that there are only 15 telescopes in the world that could see it, but given the size and proximity of the asteroid, you'd be able to spot it with the goddamn naked eye up to 2 months before impact. But no, the movie scientists didn't quite manage the very complicated task of just looking the f*** up. And this isn't even their biggest fault, as their destruction strategy could use some work. The nuke, which will supposedly split the asteroid in 2, would never work. They could, however, stick it on the side of the giant space rock and knock it off course, but you'd never be able to split something that big with such a small impact.
You ain't got the answer, Sway!
Number 2. Skip the humans. The Matrix. As much as it speaks to the existential angst within us all, the chances of a super intelligent race of machines arriving at the idea of using humans for fuel is pretty slim. This isn't because the idea is grotesque or anything, but it's just wildly illogical. Humans would make extremely poor power sources. A far more efficient strategy would be to take whatever fuel you're using to keep the humans alive and use that to power your robot empire instead, entirely cutting out the need for leaky, flabby human bodies all over the place. Playing fast and loose with the laws of thermodynamics aside, the biggest flaw in the machine's plan is the Matrix itself. In order to keep the humans docile and compliant, they've had to create a vast virtual world for their minds to live in. Not only would the program itself take a load of precious energy to run, but it's a glaring weak spot in the machine's defenses, allowing humans to destroy them from the inside. If you're a super intelligent AI bent on world domination, you might want to consider rendering your human power plants brain dead before use. Or even better, forget the humans and use any number of the non-self-aware animals on Earth to power your robotic empire. Number 1. Ultron is harmless, or dumb. Avengers Age of Ultron. For science to solve the plot of this movie, you wouldn't really have to do much at all. Ultron's actions are motivated by the standard "I was built to protect humans, but humans are a danger to themselves" shtick, so sets out to destroy them by dropping a city on them? It turns out that, for a supercomputer, Ultron is really bad at maths. If the goal of global extinction of the human race is what you're after, you might want to get as close to recreating something like the impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. That asteroid was 10 kilometers wide and came screaming from outer space at 20 kilometers a second. The fragment of crust that Ultron threatens to drop from somewhere inside the atmosphere is no more than a kilometer across. I mean, yeah, the impact would probably obliterate the town, but only with about the same power as the atomic bomb that hit Hiroshima. Pretty impressive, but not exactly world-ending. Therefore, the Avengers were probably best focusing their energies on evacuating the tiny spit of land and just letting him get on with it. And that's our list. Got any more times movies forgot to science, bitch? Well, drop us a comment in the section below. And if you want to come experiment with me, you can do so here and here. If you enjoyed the video, then like, share, and subscribe for more. I've been Jules from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.